Jari Govinda Vallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Govinda Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajanandana Yashodanandana Vrajanandana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavanadam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Rati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuktapadakamram Shri Guru Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Savajjatam Saganaravutakam Samsa Jivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lita Shri Vishakantam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Rupesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Bhartadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. So as I mentioned yesterday, so we shall now try to do a few slokas from Bhagavad Gita, and I've selected some slokas that is 2.39 to 41. So beginning, let us try to recite a verse from Bhagavad Gita 2.39. Hare Krishna. So the sloka goes like this 2.39. If anybody of you can have access to your Bhagavad Gita books, can open the page, page number 109. So it says that Esha te bahita shanke buddhir yoga tva imam shno buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. So it says Esha is all this, te is unto you, bahita abhitihita describe, sankhya by analytical study, buddhi intelligence, yoga in work without fruitive results, yoga in work without fruitive result. Two, but imam, this shino, just here, buddhya by intelligence, yukta dovetailed, yaya by which, partha or son of prata, kama bandhanam, bondage of action, bondage of reaction, prahasyasi, you can be released from. So this sloka translation by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Thus far, I have described this knowledge unto you through analytical study. Now, listen as I explain in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pratap, when you act in such knowledge, you can actually free yourself from bondage of words. As find this mentioned, this translation, everybody is controlled by the three modes of material nature, that is sattva, rajo, and tamo. And by these activities, which we are already focusing in our day-to-day life, we are already entangled in our day-to-day material life and material world. So this material energy is always capturing us. Okay, we cannot get released from this three modes of material nature. So this is how it acts. So to control these three modes of material natures, that is sattva, rajo, and tamo, we try to do various yogas. We do so many yogas: Ashtanga yoga, Jnana yoga, Karma yoga, then so many other yogas. But out of these eightfold miseries, how can we get out of these eightfold miseries? It is clearly told in Bhagavad Gita in this sloka that the buddhi is above everything. The mind is above everything. The mind can be taken above anything. At the same time, the mind can go below anything also. It is how we actually train our mind and how we actually apply our mind in our day-to-day activities so that we can overcome these threefold miseries. That is samsara sagara. So we are all entangled in this material samsara sagara. So how we can actually come above this is by buddhi yoga. So it is buddhi yoga which teaches us how to overcome this weakness and perform our duties even in even mindedness. So how we can perform our day-to-day activities in even mindedness? How we can do this? How buddhi yoga teaches us? By adopting devotional path in buddhi yoga. In buddhi yoga also there are different things. Okay, when we adopt the devotional path, then we can actually get in tune with the buddhi yoga, and one can remain alike. Remain alike means remaining equipoised, remaining constant, even in pain or in pleasure. How we can be actually remaining equal in pain or pleasure? So by lot of application, we have to apply ourselves. We have to train our mind and body and control our senses. By doing this only, we can actually be remain sane in during pain and during pleasure also. And also another thing is when we gain something or when we lose something. When we gain something, we are actually overwhelming. Okay, I've done this like that, and we lose. We say, oh, we have lost. And same thing in pain. When we are in pain, we are not able to control ourselves. We murmur. We say so many things. We call our next to near people and say, see, this is what I'm experiencing. It is very bad. At the same time, in pleasure, some people say, some people don't say. Some people, when they are happy and pleasure, they enjoy within themselves. So this is the things. And sometimes even victory, when you become victorious, say something, you have got a big promotion in your office, so you celebrate it, you give a party to your friends by victory. And when you have lost something, suppose somebody has punished you, somebody has so many things that happened in your life that you lost something, you are defeated, your arguments are defeated, you feel morose. Okay, you feel sad, you feel sit in a corner and don't do anything, say, oh, what is the use? I didn't do anything productive. I lost everything. Okay, that's not the way. So what Buddhi Yoga teaches is just a transcendence about these things, about all these transcendental thing. And when we transcend this, what we actually gain. So this is what is teaching in this sloka. So the ultimate goal of human life is getting out of this entanglement of material world. Lord says that is done only by devotional services. Only when we do devotional services, this is possible. Otherwise, it is impossible. So we should understand. To those Lord Krishna says, to those who are constantly serving me with love, those who are constantly, that means those who are continuously without a break, come what may, come difficulty, come health problem, come office problem, come family problem, if you are constantly going on serving the Lord with love. So what does this love means? So this love is a broad category, not the love between the two genders. Okay, one female loving a male and male loving female. So actually, that also is a very nice thing. Okay, when somebody loves you, you go outward to do anything to them. Okay, or you do something which pleases them, or you do something which gives them pleasure, or you do something which gives them happiness. So when we actually serve the Lord in this loving mood, when we actually serve the Lord, when you give a gift to your lover, or your boyfriend or a girlfriend, do you actually expect something from them? No, we don't actually. We want only to give and give and give. That is, so when that love, that relationship, that devotional relationship begins within our heart for Krishna, so that when that actually happens, the Lord says He gives the understanding. He gives the understanding how one can come to Him. So when that loving relationship and serving mood or serving attitude actually comes to one's heart, then and that is also said by Krishna that I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. So the Lord is the supreme bestower. He is the merciful, most merciful in this whole entire cosmic university. So only if the Lord thinks gives some mercy to you, then you actually can get it. Do you think what you are coming today in this japa session in the morning is by our own endeavor or by our own thing? Of course, it must be your own endeavor, your interest to come. But then to be constantly coming every day, getting up at 4 o'clock, waking up, getting your set tune, keeping everything in tune the previous day, coming for japa session, listening to that. Do you think you have done some sukruti in your past life? That is how you are here. Otherwise, no way you'll be kicked out. Just one kick, you'll be kicked out. So that is the thing. So it says here, when a person knows the goal of life and is addicted to fruitive activities, he is acting in karma yoga. So what are we all trying to focus? We are all trying to focus on karma yoga. My karma, what to do? I have become like this. Okay, fine, chalta, let it go. But actually, when a person knows the goal of life, he jumps into devotional service completely, and he is said to be acting in Buddhi Yoga. So, what is to be acting in Buddhi Yoga? When we know there is devotional activity, you jump into that and you be acting on that, then that is Buddhi Yoga. Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Now we shall move further to the next sloka. Now we did 2.39, is it? So now we have learned one thing. We have learned that Buddhi Yoga is the ultimate. This is what we learned at 2.39. Now we shall go to 2.40. Neha Vikramana Sasti Pratyavayo na vidyate swa alpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So now there is not iha, this is yoga. This is yoga. Abhikrama in endeavoring nasa loss asti, that is pratyayaha diminution, na never, vidyate there is su alpam a little, swa alpam the little, api although, asya or this dharmasya occupation, trayate releases, mahatat from very great, bhayat danger. So the translation goes like this: in this endeavor there is no loss or diminution, and that little advancement in the path one can protect from the most dangerous type of fear. So here it says, I've just taken a small extra. It says that one should not make simply a show of religious life, but should actually perform devotional service perfectly with words, body, mind, and intelligence, good intelligence. So by performing various fruitive activities, sacrifices, by distributing charity, by performing austerities, by studying various literatures, and then by conducting philosophical research, then by controlling the mind, then subduing the senses, by accepting renounced order of life, and by performing prescribed duties of one social order, by performing different divisions of yoga practice, by performing devotional service, and by exhibiting the process of devotional service containing the symptoms of both attachment and detachment. So these are the Navavidha Bhaktis. And then by understanding the science of self-realization and by developing the strong sense of detachment. So one who is expert in understanding the different process of self-realization and realizes the Supreme Personality of God has his presentation as in this material world, as well as in transcendence. So what we have to try to understand here is, if suppose someone wants to give up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness, so definitely he will have a fall. And when he falls down by not completing his work, what is there? Is there a loss or gain? So he tries to do what here? He tries to do devotional activities, and then he, by coming up, he actually lost so many other things in material things. So that means he has lost everything. Okay, he may lose the job, he may lose, but that is not the thing. But that swalpam appears, the little bit of thing which he has made, definitely has a greater effect in his next future life. So what material activities and the results are within this body. So whatever material activities you do, whatever material you make a family, you make a friendship, you go to become a politician, you take up a term in the political thing. All those things actually is just going to be only in this material world. Only in this lifetime it's going to give you benefits. Okay, and after that, are you going to get something? Suppose you go, you just imagine, after this lifetime you get another lifetime. Do you think whatever in the previous lifetime you have gained and whatever you have done is going to be remembered by you? Krishna doesn't give that memory to you actually. You don't even know what you have done in your past time. But actually Krishna gives you something which is very, 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 very important. What is that? That little bit of devotional activity which you have done, the 5% which you have done in your past life. So we are all here because our past life we have done some petty things we have done, fires activities. That's why we are here in this association, in this morning association. We are all joined together. We are there around 35 to 40 devotees joining together, coming to listen about Bhagavad Gita, trying to focus our mind, doing our japa, daily sadhana, all these things. So this is that little bit of 5% which you have done in your previous life actually comes. So that's what it says. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayato mahata bhayat. That means material activities and the results end with this body, but work in Krishna consciousness carries the person again to Krishna consciousness. That means in this life you will be born in a rich, in a very cultured Brahmana family, or you may get a life of a rich aristocratic family where you can carry on these develop activities which you have done in the past previous life. So this is what it says. This sloka says, Neha bikramanasto pratyavaro na vidyate. Means there is this endeavor which you have done is there is low loss or diminution, and little advancement which you have done on this path can protect you from most of the dangerous type of fear in this world. So a little bit more, we shall go on to the next sloka now. 2.41. Vyavasayatmika buddhir eka karunandana bahushaka hi antyastha buddhayo vyavasaya seminin. So Vyavasaya means resolute in Krishna consciousness. Buddhi means intelligence. Eka, only one. Iha, in this world. Kuru Nandana, O beloved child of the Kurus. Bahushaka, having various branches. He, indeed. Ananta, unlimited. Sha, also. Buddhya, intelligence. Avyasat, mean those who are not in Krishna consciousness. Avya, Vyavasaya, Ninam. That means those who are not in Krishna consciousness. So translation, those who are on this path are resolute in purpose. and their aim is one. What is their aim is one? Go back to Krishna and be devoted to Krishna. See, that is, O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are resolute are many, many branched. So here it is addressed as Kurus. Who are Kurus? Kurus means Pandavas and Kauravas because they are from the Kuru dynasty. Pandavas also actually are Kurus, but when the war actually began, they were told they are Pandavas and the Kauravas. So Kurus means even Pandavas also. So it is told the Kurus. So it says here, one who has strong faith that by Krishna consciousness will be elevated to the highest perfection known as Vyavasayatmika intelligence. What is that? Vyavasayatmika intelligence means that is faith means unflinching faith, unflinching trust is something sublime. So when one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he is not acting in relationship with this material world. Very clearly told by Krishna. One who is not acting, one who is engaged in the service of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to this material world with the obligation of the family, traditions, humanity, or nationality. So I'll tell you one example. So suppose you are doing your daily sadhana very nicely. Okay. So every evening you are going to do your sadhana between 4:35 to 6 o'clock. Okay. You say, yes, this is my time for sadhana. Okay. One fine day, your thickest friend comes, your thickest childhood friend comes and say, hey, how are you? How do you? Please come. We can spend our time. We should go to the restaurant. So here comes an obligation. So when you are tending to lose to this obligation, then Krishna consciousness will not come about. But you say, yes, fine, I have my sadhana to do. I will do it and then come. When you say no, then devotional activities has the upper hand. So this is what you have to understand. It says that Krishna says, when you are engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, you need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family, traditions, humanity, or nationality. So very clearly. So these are all what leading to what? These are leading to fruitive activities and engagements of one's reactions from the past, bad or good things. So you saying no or you saying yes depends on your past activities. Until then, until you get that mercy and sanction from Supreme Lord, you cannot actually say no. So I have a very nice saying from Chaitanya Charandas, the daily calendar actually says that saying no to temptation doesn't mean if we really don't mean no. If we really don't mean no, and saying no is not at all going to help you. So this is the discrimination we have to think about. So when one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. That means if you say no to your friend, your thickest friend or best friend, there is no loss. You are not going to lose anything. Okay? And you're not going to gain anything else. Understand this very clearly. So service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of the spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student, who he can guide him and who he cannot guide. So this is very important. The spiritual master knows what you can give guidance to your student. It's the spiritual master. So how we have to think about our spiritual master. It says here that Hare Krishna. I just took a small printout helping me to give this presentation. So service in Krishna consciousness is how to best practice in the able guidance of the spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna. A bona fide representative of Krishna. So who bona fide representative means who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. Okay. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to firmly obey the representative of Krishna. We should firmly obey. If we don't firmly obey, what happens? One should accept his instruction of the Supreme Master as one's mission in life. So when we say one's mission in life, how we accept a bona fide spiritual master. When we take to Srila Prabhupada, he took to his word by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He took to the as his mission in life, and he established this Krishna consciousness. He gave this Krishna consciousness to this whole world just by the instruction of his supreme of his representative of Krishna, supreme representative of Krishna. That's how Srila Prabhupada took his words of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and went even to the west, to the foreign country, to preach Krishna consciousness. So that should be the type of advancement we should, how we can obey our spiritual master. And also, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur instructs us on this famous prayers on spiritual master as follows. I just recite these few verses. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya prasadan nagati kutopi Jayanstuvam tasya yasya stri sanyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. The translation goes like this. By satisfaction of the Supreme Master and the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. Understand? By satisfaction of the Supreme Master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying Supreme Master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day and offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. Hare Krishna. So the whole process, however, depends on the perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically, but practically. So when there is no longer chance for sense gratification manifested in the fruitive activities, one who is not firmly fixed in mind and diverted is definitely going to be of different fruitive acts. If you are not focused on the 3 things which we saw today, the Buddhi Yoga, then the little effort we put up, and then how we can actually serve the Supreme Master, the Supreme Representative of Krishna. By these things, slowly the development of our taste for devotional activities actually awaken within ourselves. It's just awakening, okay? It's not the end, it's just awakening. When we awakening, we have to practice. By doing these things which the Lord has given wonderful 3 verses. So definitely we are going to be awakening our everything, our past karma and things we are going to build up. So whatever little percentage, 20% we have done last karma, we can make it to 40% or even 100%. It depends on the endeavor and we put in. So with this, I finish today's small discussion about the slokas of Bhagavad Gita. I thank you all. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantapoti Vaishnaven ki jai. Namadas Sridhar Haridas Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna. Nam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for giving a patient here. Hare Krishna.